Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
Guys, please make sure to thumbs up the stream right now so we can get even more Barcelona fans in the chat, because I'm looking at the chat right now and it is active as fuck, and I love it. But these Barca fans have come out for our heads and they're celebrating this massive victory that looks great on paper, bro. 3-2 victory at the Parc des Princes. Obviously, you were watching the Atletico Madrid game, but I was watching the PSG Barcelona match.
Please.
But I guess just to get your little input before I start saying my analysis, 3-2 Barcelona, huge result.
Huge result. And I'll just go ahead and say it now. I will admit the edge is now with Barcelona, not just in the style of play, but also on the scoreboard. The game going back to the Camp Nou, I mean, if you're a Barca fan, you got to be feeling really good. I think you have the edge to go to the semifinals.
Barcelona is back, and let's talk, because I'm already seeing a lot of comments about
Actually, okay. So,
yeah, let's look at these.
Shashwat Singh Chauhan. Love the enthusiasm, but if you go to the preview that we did for the Champions League, I gave nothing but love for Barcelona, honestly. The first thing that I highlighted was actually their defense. Cubarsí, Araujo, Koundé, who I regard as one of the best defensive fullbacks in the game. I was not expecting them to have a bad game. I knew they were going to show up against PSG. I just said the edge was to PSG in my predictions. But yeah, I mean, I've always given praise to Barcelona the last 2 months specifically.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I'm seeing a lot of comments about Kylian Mbappe, which is surprising for me to hear that be the first thing that the Barcelona fans are saying in the chat, because I know he wasn't his game-changing self today, but I compared him to Erling Haaland yesterday after the performance that we saw. A stinker from Erling Haaland yesterday. Yeah. This was not that, bro. What Kylian Mbappe did today was not that. He was impactful, and he basically got the assist on what was Dembele's beautiful goal, because if he doesn't save that ball from going out of bounds, Dembele does not score that goal. I thought Mbappe was solid in this match. He wasn't amazing, and I get it, and Barcelona deserves a lot of credit for how they pocketed him ultimately with Cubarsí, Araujo, and my boy Koundé putting in a hell of a shift in this match. But I'm surprised that's the first thing you guys are saying, because we should be talking about Pedri. We should be talking about Rafinha. I'm not seeing a single Rafinha comment in the chat right now, guys. That's Rafinha so with the brace, playing his best game, in my opinion, with a Barcelona jersey. Let's talk about that, bro, because the first goal was more about happenstance, being in the right place at the right time when Donnarumma had a really bad rush out of the goal, bobbles it, and it falls at Rafinha's feet, and he finishes it beautifully. But that second goal, man, that second goal was all class behind a wonderful Pedri assist. That stood out to me because the timing on it, the technique to strike it the way he did, that's what I was hoping to see from Rafinha in the big stages, and we finally got it, bro. A brace in a match of this importance is huge, and it actually has changed my opinion somewhat as to what I thought about Rafinha before this game, because I think he's had a lot of ups and downs ever since he joined Barcelona. A performance like this in a match of this magnitude is huge, and in my opinion, he is the man of the match of this game, and he's the guy that deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely, and you talk about the impact of Pedri too, because that assist is ridiculous, looking like a prime Andres Iniesta or his coach Xavi Hernandez. I don't think a player in Barcelona can make a pass like that except for Pedri, maybe Frankie de Jong. And if you don't have Pedri in this match, I don't think you get that pass. I don't think you get that goal. But what a ball over the top, finding Rafinha in stride, inside the box of PSG, and he puts it home, first time finish. A beautiful goal, rivaling all the bangers we saw yesterday.
Yeah, man, I mean, this game was crazy. A 3-2 score. What a set of quarterfinal matches we've had so far. Let me look at some of the comments here. We had a super chat. Right, we had a super chat at the very beginning that said something like Mbappe who, from our boy David said that $2. I already commented on the Mbappe take I have regarding this match, but hey, talk your shit, bro, because ultimately they did shut him down in a way in which he wasn't impactful in terms of scoring goals. He still had the ball. He had some simple dribbles on the wings, but not much of an impact as we're used to. But what else do we have here? I can't. These names are crazy. Blaugrana quarter, bro. You don't know Barca properly. What are we missing then? Please let me know in the comments. Please let me know what we're missing, because I think our analysis has been pretty accurate in this Barcelona team.
Pretty accurate. Again, the only thing we did get wrong was just Mbappe didn't get on the score sheet, but he still had a decent game, as you already said. PSG had their moments. There was a good 30 minutes in the second half where it was pretty much all PSG. It's when they took the lead. Like, let's not forget that there was an actual real ebb and flow in this match. But yes, Barcelona get the edge 100%.
Yeah.
Ultimately, off of a corner kick, really bad defense. Andreas Christensen gets on the end of a really nice ball.
Yeah, let's not forget that PSG was up 2-1, and that it technically is only halftime right now with a whole nother game left to be played. But I'm with you, bro. I'm going with Barcelona. Yeah. I mentioned it yesterday. If you saw yesterday's stream, that we did our quarterfinal predictions about a month ago, and one thing that's changed a lot in this whole month was the energy from both the Barca fan base, but then also the Barca players. They've turned themselves into a completely new and revitalized team, and it showed itself today, getting this huge result away from home. Now they get to go back home with this result in hand. I have Barcelona going through, bro. I really do, and I'm starting to see the visions of Barcelona in a semifinal against. We'll get to it. Maybe Atletico Madrid in an all La Liga semifinal matchup. This could be a really important, very magical run we could be seeing from this Barcelona side, who ultimately trumped this PSG team today to get a massive, massive result. So props to them, man. Great result. Let's look at the comments here. Elias says Rafinha was the Mbappe today. I mean, honestly, man.
And I want to just add a little bit more to what you said about Rafinha. I think Ray Hudson on the call said it was probably the best game he's seen Rafinha play in a Barcelona jersey. And I completely agree, man. He was so clinical today. And my criticism of Rafinha has never been his play. It's always been his finishing ability. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. Yes, he gets a lot of goals at the end of the season, but, I just don't really see him finish these really, really big chances in these huge moments. But today, he was almost flawless, man. He was perfect. Yeah. Almost got a hat trick. Almost, man. So yeah, Rafinha was the Mbappe today, 100%.
And here we go. I see the shift in ball knowledge changing, because I agree with all you guys. Donnarumma, what did we just see from his performance, man? I was so taken aback by how bad he was today. Almost conceding at the very beginning of the game with a goal line clearance from Nuno Mendes, where Donnarumma had a really bad rush out of the goal, doesn't even get to the the ball bobbles, and it almost scores a goal. And then in the goal that led to Rafinha's first goal, he had a weird rush out where he just couldn't get his hand on the ball, slightly just slips by, and once again, like, not as impactful as I was hoping to see him be. There's a play where they passed the ball back to him and he fumbled it and it went to a corner kick. Like, there's a highlight reel of really low moments from Donnarumma in this whole match, and I'm really disappointed, because of all the PSG players you would expect to show up today, I thought Donnarumma would be one of those guys that you could rely on in a game of this magnitude, but he's at fault for a couple of these goals, bro.
Dude, yes, and even looking at the game winner, Christensen's header, the action was all in his 6-yard box, man. How did he not at least get physical and just try and put a body on a Barcelona player when the action was right in front of him? I think he made some really bad mistakes today, yeah.
Guys, give us a thumbs up on the stream right now. I see y'all are active. We have 398 viewers right now. I love it. And we have a super chat here with Roger Rivera. This man has been coming for my neck in the last 48 hours ever since we started live streaming. And I love the guy, but I hate him too, man, because he is coming for me. He says, $2 donation first and foremost. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Reynoso, start writing your apology letter for Barcelona. Man, why am I getting attacked on this one, bro?
I don't get it.
He never goes for you, man. He never goes for you, bro. But the thing is, I did not promise an apology letter for Barca, or I did not promise an apology letter for Madrid. I promised an apology letter for Borussia Dortmund, so I will get to that when we speak about them against Atleti. But the chat is popping, and I want to look at these comments. Monish R says, Araujo performance? Man was just one bad move from getting yellow and missed next match, but he slid inside the box to save the match. He was very clinical in his performance overall today. Alan Media, $5. Thank you, bro. Visca Barça. Dembele for sure getting the Figo treatment for celebrating against the only team and coach that believed in him despite his injury record.
Yeah.
I mean, but when he scored the goal, I was like, Barca never saw this. Like, they never saw him be this, like amazing in front of goal.
There was also just an element of luck in the goal, too. He was sliding, which I actually think helped him get more underneath the ball, which is why the ball ended up being in the roof of the net. It was a ridiculous shot. So, yeah, I mean, if you're Barcelona, you feel a little bad, but I do think there's a bit of luck in the shot.
Yeah. And Gubarsi performance was top class, says Mal Zix. I can't say the last name. Mal says Gubarsi performance was top class.
He's been class ever since he started starting for Barcelona.
Yeah, I think that first goal really embodied a lot of the the great elements that Barcelona has right now at this moment, because it was Cubarsí who broke the lines to feed a really, really solid pass over to Lewandowski in the midfield, who then drove it straight down the middle and created a lot of space. A player who's been playing a lot better as of recently compared to how he started this season, in Robert Lewandowski. But then he hands the ball off to Lamine Yamal. Remember, the play started with a 17-year-old center back. Now it's at a 16-year-old's right winger feet, and he controls the ball, and he decides to go with an outside-the-boot pass that just has so much danger behind it that it ends up landing at Rafinha's feet, and then he scores. Like, these are the best of what... This is why Barcelona has been on such a good rise this past month, was because of these players specifically. We mentioned it in the names before. We mentioned the origins of La Masia, where they come from, bro. It's an incredible story, and something that truly can probably only happen at Barcelona in this sort of stage because of the talent that they're able to produce. Shout out to them, man. I'm giving love here, bro. I'm giving love here, man. I don't want this chat hate to come at me, because I'm giving love, bro. Barcelona was great today, and PSG almost had it, but man, what a result. Danvers FN says, I put this game on Soltero's life because I knew Barca would win. Never in doubt. Damn, your life was at risk at one point, man.
Shit, man.
Damn, man.
Well, I'm glad they won.
Some juju. Gundo so neat. Tesa Patel, thoughts on Koundé's performance? I mean, I noticed it right off the beginning when Mbappe was starting to go at him. There were two instances where Koundé got the best of him back-to-back times. I was like, wow, I love this matchup. Two Frenchmen going at it, two top-quality players, and he was one of the big reasons for why Mbappe wasn't his usual impactful self today, so he was great. Thoughts on Ter Stegen? I thought he was solid today. CPAPs, told you yesterday Mbappe is slightly overrated. Let's calm down.
I don't get that, because in the last 15 minutes, when PSG really needed a goal, it was Mbappe who said, I'll take the pressure here. And he honestly did not do that bad. Every time he was at least able to break one Barcelona defender. How many players can realistically do that against Barcelona's elite defense? Almost nobody. But Mbappe can. Yes, ultimately he did not get the final impact that he needed, which was a goal. And that's all credit to Barcelona. But, I mean, how many players in the world can have that much pressure at home and be able to still dribble past players at the death of the match? Only Mbappe.
Only Mbappe. And I agree with you, but I'm starting to sense something, man. The chat is very anti-Mbappe. It's Barcelona fans. Where's Mbappe destined to go?
Okay.
What did they just do? I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it. And honestly, if I was a Barca fan, I'd be talking my shit too, man. I'd be with you guys too. But I think there's a truth that's being denied here, in which Mbappe is just such a class player. I don't want to hate on him personally. Ernie P says, I can never count on Mbappe, unfortunately. We've all seen what he's done by himself, hoping for the best the next game at home. I believe we can eliminate PSG, but we got to be cool-headed. That's the best comment I've seen so far, because that's rational. That's real. But I do agree. You guys have the advantage now. Congratulations on a major result, and I do predict you guys will be able to pull it off. Angel Diaz, if Barca were more clinical with all their misses, could have easily been a win by 2 or 3 goals. That's true as well. And Blaugrana Quarter says, let's talk about how Xavi schooled Enrique with his defensive setup. I like the Xavi-Luis Enrique coaching matchup we had here, man. 2 Spaniards. One currently coaching Barcelona, the other one an ex-coach of Barcelona. I liked seeing that back and forth, and there were moments where I was like, damn, Enrique got the best of Xavi, and then it flipped over to Xavi got the best of Enrique. Let's find out in the second leg. Still lots of football to be played. Folks, let's go over to our next segment, which is match ratings. Match ratings, where we rate the match on a scale of 1 to 10 based off of the quality, based off of the entertainment, based off of the emotions it gave you, everything that encompasses a football match on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you give this game? Soltero, of what you saw, what would you give it?
I mean, probably 8.3.
Yeah.
Some really good goals today, and Barcelona getting the win pretty late into the match. I think that's pretty good. That's a really good game.
I'll go 8.5, man. 5 goals in this game. Another cracker of a match that lived up to the hype. It's just, I'm not used to that, bro, in football. A lot of times these narratives of build, and then you watch the game and it doesn't live up to what you thought would happen. This game did, dude. And it's a massive result with Barcelona getting it away from home. I'm going 8.5 from this one, but I'm seeing a lot of 9.5s. I'm seeing an 8.7, an 8.75, a 6.4 out of 10 from a Barca fan. That's interesting. That's really interesting. A 9 and 8.9. Dembele is a rat. Visca Barça, says Edri Navas. I mean, I can see it. I can see why you guys would feel that way. 6.4 out of 10. We missed a lot of chances. Fair enough. What a game. And let's continue on, man, to the next topic, which is going to be Atletico versus Borussia Dortmund. Folks, give us an upvote. Give us a like on the stream right now so we can get more viewers in here. We're going to talk about the Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund matchup because, Soltero, I'm sure you have a lot to say about what happened.
Job not done. Right, obviously. The match ended 2-1, but if you really think about the chances that were created in this match, both for Atleti and Dortmund, the result could have gone anywhere at the end of the 90, dude. Dortmund hitting the post literally in the last play of the game could have ended 2-2. Lino had a really wide open chance off of a set piece late into the second half that at the time could have made it 3-1. So it ends 2-1, but the game is basically perfectly poised for next week. 2-1. If this match could have ended in any way, next week in Germany can have the same result. It can end in any scoreline. I truly do believe. And yeah, my fears were made realized today, but also what makes Atletico good were shown today on display on the pitch. So I was nervous going into this because I truly see this matchup as 50-50. I'm giving the edge to Atletico because we have players like Antoine Griezmann, Rodrigo de Paul, for example. But Dortmund, when they are flying high, when they get going and they really apply pressure to their opponent's box, they can score. Atletico don't have a really good defense, as we saw today late into the second half. This game against Dortmund, I think, is wide open. It's wide open for Dortmund to win, and it's wide open for Atletico to keep our lead and go to the semifinal.
If the defense isn't as good as what you think as it was what it used to be, how do you think they'll approach going into the Borussia Dortmund stadium, man? Because they have that classic 2-1 lead. Like, they have a lead going into the away leg, but are they going to park the bus like they're known to do in the past, or is this going to be a different type of approach?
We're definitely going to park it. Yeah. 100%. We parked it against Inter Milan in the first leg on the road, and that's when it was 0-0. The fact that we have a lead and the fact that we parked it for the entire second half, which is what we've been doing this entire season, I don't see Simeone really changing his game plan for next week. We do have the lead. Simeone does ultimately trust his players to always keep the lead. Even though we don't really have the best track record for it this season, he still has that faith. So he's going to park the bus. We might start off aggressive for the first 10-15 minutes, but just as we did today, basically after the 30-40 minute mark, we're going to sit deep and let Dortmund come at us. It's what we did against Inter. It's what we're going to do against Dortmund. And what happened against Inter, right? It worked, but we needed a little bit of luck, right? Same thing's going to happen here against Dortmund. I don't see us really getting another 2-3 goal type of win. We're just going to have to rely on a little bit of luck and some really good defense. But here's the thing. We always will have the threat of Antoine Griezmann. And we saw that today too. Lino could have made it 3-1 off of a Griezmann set piece. If Griezmann's on the pitch, we always have the threat to get a goal. So I'm not worried about that, even if we don't have the ball. But look, man, in the Signal Iduna Park, Borussia Dortmund's massive home, bro, I think things are going to get a little hairy for at least 30-40 minutes in that game. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to get pretty intense.
Yeah, it's going to get intense. I mean, Ketchup, I think, put it best here in the chat. He says, butt-clenching game next week. Shit's going to be clenched,
It's going to be clenched, bro.
It's going to be clenched.
Asshole's going to be puckered up.
It's too fucking far, bro. Too fucking far, dude. Jesus Christ. Ketchup, once again, back three with a combined age of 98.
That's Atletico. That's what I'm saying.
Real quick, I want to acknowledge the super chats because the super chats always get priority and we love them. So my boy Edri Navas, who earlier had said that Dembele is a rat, once again comes back to double down on it. Dembele is a rat. Visca Barça carajo. Love the pod, boys. Keep up the great work. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Edri. Really appreciate that.
That's the thing is, Barca fans must be happy to hear us talk about them because we don't really talk about them that much. And these past 2 years, ever since we started the pod, it hasn't really been positive when we talked about Barcelona. This is a big moment for them. And I want to give it to them because this was a really big result. But back to Atletico, man. For me, my narrative, my agenda is just the whole relationship I have with Borussia Dortmund. I've said it before. I've doubted them so much throughout this entire season, and they've actually impressed me. They've surprised me and proven me wrong with how deep they've gone to the Champions League so far. So much so that I said if they make it to the semifinal by defeating Atletico Madrid, I will write a 5-page apology letter just apologizing to the Dortmund fans and to the German people that support this team. And I will send that letter out into the abyss of Germany, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I even go visit the country, you know? Maybe I even go visit the country as a way to apologize, bro. But the thing is, with this 2-1 result, I was feeling really good when it was up 2-0. But once Dortmund got 1 goal back behind Sebastian Haller, who was good to see him once again after everything he's been through in the past year, it was good to see him get a goal. But, man, it makes it really nervy. Oh, yeah. It makes it really nervy, and I was feeling confident. I was feeling good. The idea of maybe even getting that 3rd goal when y'all were up 2-0 just seems so likely. But ultimately, Dortmund stayed in it, and they looked really good in those last 20 minutes when they started to impose themselves and find their rhythm. So I agree. They do have that danger aspect to them that could really scare Atletico and can maybe pose a threat. So I agree, man. This next game is going to be crazy. It's going to be butt clenching. It's going to be very tight. And it's just going to be one for the ages, hopefully, man, because we either get to see some of the best haram ball from Diego Simeone or we get to see Dortmund come back and pull off a really big result that gets them in a semifinal Champions League appearance.
Yeah, and I'm really wondering how bad the injury of Daniel Malen truly is. Is he going to be fit next week, or is he out for a couple weeks? Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I saw the starting lineup and he wasn't on it, I immediately was like, oh, thank God. I was so relieved. And it showed because Adeyemi didn't have a game. He did not show up whatsoever. It took Dortmund 30 minutes to get a genuine chance in their final third through Jadon Sancho. But if Malen somehow gets healthy, all of a sudden Dortmund are going to be way more dangerous. And we saw how close they got in the last 20 minutes of this game. And then if Edin Terzic decides to get a little bit more risky and start Julian Brandt, then yeah, I'm going to be very, very nervous. Because today he started Nmecha over Brandt, a much more conservative type of move. And it showed because he's just not that creative. He can't move the ball as well as Julian. But again, if Dortmund decide to go just gung-ho and attack Atletico from the start, it's going to be a hell of a game.
It's going to be a hell of a game. I want to look at the comments here because I just love the activity of the chat right now. 450 viewers. Give us a like, a thumbs up, because this has been a great live stream so far. If you could scroll up for me, Producer Red, let's see what we have. No, it has to be 10 pages, Reynoso says. Roger Rivera once again. Bro, leave me the fuck alone, man. Ernie P. Soltero had his heart in his hand the last play of the game, huh? Lucky post and out, though.
Lucky, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. We have 90 more minutes of that.
Daniel C. That has to be Daniel. That has to be our bowling Daniel right there. Daniel C. Dortmund defense is not solid sometimes, maybe good, sometimes no.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. The fact that we have Griezmann on the pitch, no matter how much Dortmund attack, we will always have a threat of getting at least 1 goal, which is huge. It's huge.
Idrin Navas, I don't know why, but Depay needs more playing time on his day. He's so clinical. I think he was injured. I think he's been battling an injury.
Yeah.
So I think he had a knock, so he wasn't here. Football Real says, hi, I'm an Atletico fan. Can I get a shout out?
Shout out, brother.
Shout him out, bro.
Welcome to the family.
It's
Atletico going to be talking about Atletico as long as this podcast lives, brother. I don't care if we're in the third
of 5
division.
people, bro. It's 5 dudes that just congregate every week. What is the most exciting permutation of the semifinal? I like this question because that's kind of the next area I want to go to, is just envisioning what these semifinal matchups could look like as of right now that we've seen the first leg play out. It could potentially be an Atletico Barcelona type matchup, which would be one for the ages, in my opinion, man. A La Liga match would be so dope. PSG comes back and Dortmund face off. That's another type of matchup we could get.
Right.
I mean, what are you seeing for the semifinal matchup so far? What's your permutation? Is your mind even there, bro?
It's not even there, dude. I'm going to be completely honest. I just know that no matter what, if Atletico do get to the semifinals, we're going to have to play the best football we've played in a couple years to beat whoever we end up facing in the semis.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's
going to be a crazy task.
It's going to be an insane task because, I mean, I don't know how to say it. They are deserving of being in the semifinals, but are they worthy of going past it?
Right.
I don't know if
That's
they are.
the thing.
I don't know.
I will have more to say based off of how we perform against Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, that goes without saying. I'm just saying there's so much football left for Atletico against Dortmund. I'm not convinced of anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna project anything here.
Yeah, and that seems to be what Ketchup is saying too. Partido a partido,
Yep.
game by game.
Yep.
Jackie and Allen, tell Soltero Tell Soltero if Barca beats his Atletico, he has to kiss Barcelona soil. Jesus Christ, bro.
I mean, I'll urinate on the soil. That's what they want me to do. I can do that. I'll gladly do that, bro.
God damn. I mean, yeah, if you had to kiss the soil every single year for
I'll never do
I mean,
that.
that's too much, bro. It's too much, man. I Am Goat says every fan thinking winner will be from the right side of the draw until Barca and Atletico Madrid pull up. I disagree. I think the winner will come from the Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Man City side of the bracket. I'm pretty convinced of that.
I think the winner of the whole tournament is going to be one of those teams.
Yeah. Love from Afghanistan says, Yash, Messi plays today. Yes, we will be actually recording after Messi's match. It won't be a live stream, but we will post a video with our reaction to Messi playing against Monterrey, his first game in Mexico. I'm so hyped, bro. I'm so
really
hyped,
for
man.
that one.
That's going to be a good game with them down 2-1 right now. Abdullah says, you better drink that urine. They're flipping it on you, bro. They're flipping it on you, man. Varun Guma says Mbappe wants Xavi to stay. Aniket Bolusu says if Atletico can manage to nullify Dortmund's press, I see Atletico getting into the game quite well. That's basically what you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, we can never manage it for 90 straight minutes, right? Even against Inter, and today against Dortmund, we can nullify any sort of creative midfield, but it has a time limit. And then after that time limit's up, it's do we have a lead and how ballsy are we feeling defensively, man? So there's just so much at stake. There's a lot of errors that can be made. So there's always going to be an element of luck when Atletico win these high pressure situations with this Atletico team.
Scale 1 to 10. What did you think about the game?
Like ratings-wise?
Yeah, ratings-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Match ratings, 1 to 10.
I'm going to give this one a solid 8.0.
Yeah,
I thought Atletico played really well, especially in the first half. We held on in the second. Dortmund were so nervous in the first 30 minutes. It was actually shocking to see. But they got back into the game in that second half, and they really made it a pretty even match at the end of the 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'll meet you there, 8.0. I thought it was really solid. That beginning was hype, bro.
Oh,
the way the
amazing,
game started was so
It
hyped.
was amazing.
Blagruana Quarter says, I don't think if Mbappe will hold himself back after his disappointing performance, man, he will be energizing himself to the death. He's got to prove himself that he has the Real Madrid blood. That's what I'm saying, man. What we saw today was probably the least we will see from Mbappe in this matchup. There's no way he replicates that next time around. Away from home, I think he's going to put on a hell of a performance. Remember, it's 180 minutes, not 90 minutes. We still are just at halftime right now, technically. That second game is going to be outrageous. Ketchup says, we're just too old and slow and out of energy to nullify press for 90 minutes.
Exactly.
The counterpoint to why Atletico will struggle in the next match. Zahir Ahmed says, managers fought, though. Thoughts? I don't know. I don't know if I saw that. The managers fighting, apparently?
No, we turned the game off immediately after.
Yeah, I wonder. Zaid Iqbal says, glad to say that since Xavi decided to step down, we're not playing haram ball or cross the ball, and inshallah. That is true. Ever since he made the announcement that he was leaving Barca at the end of the season, they've improved. And I don't know what happened behind the in the locker room or what happened with the tactics, but something clicked with Xavi announcing his departure.
Yeah. Everyone's in the form of their lives at Barcelona right now. Literally every single player. There's not a weak link right now.
Yeah. Christensen getting a goal. Kubarsi having a great game. Felix, I thought, was off this game with this appearance. I thought he was really off and kind of disappointing with the amount of minutes he was given. But I was surprised to see that Rafinha got taken off. I thought he should have stayed on because he was just so informed, so on fire. Give him the shot to get a hat trick in such an important match, man. I thought that was a mistake, replacing him with Joao Felix. But regardless, I want either Barcelona Champions League winner or Bayern because Harry Kane needs a trophy. The narratives are strong. And lastly, we'll finish off with this. I'm Goat saying, love the podcast. Take care, everyone. Guys, it's a great first leg of matches this week. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited after what we saw yesterday and today, but now we look forward to the second leg next week, which is going to be outrageous and which will start actually on Tuesday with the games we saw today.
Yeah, man.
So that's coming up soon, man.
Thank God, bro.
That's
I need
real soon.
closure. No matter what it is, if we win or lose, I just need closure. I'm glad we'll get that answer Tuesday.
And I agree with what Roger Rivera says. For the first time, I agree with this guy. All the games are still alive. All of them. Yeah. That's what makes it so exciting. All of them are alive, and basically the only one where we've actually flipped our prediction on is the Barca game. That's the only one. The rest, I think I'm still going to commit to what we predicted. So lastly, let's acknowledge the super chat. Mateo Pegasus, our boy, once again, $2. Thank you, man. Barcelona's weakness is Thomas Muller. That's why you have to avoid Bayern Munich at all costs if you make it to the final. That's all I'll say about that. You got to avoid Bayern Munich because that man has your number in ways that no other player has with any other club, bro. It's incredible. Guys, thank you so much for joining the chat. It was hype. It was lit. It was nice to talk about Barcelona for once, and it was a positive conversation with that being said. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll be back very, very soon for our second leg live stream. We'll see you guys next week. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. Till next time, guys. Peace.